A shocking revelation has caused global astonishment. This remarkable discovery, hailed as a miracle among Egyptologists worldwide, was announced by the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquity on November 20, 2022 via social media. They revealed the unearthing of an enormous and breathtaking tunnel, now referred to as a geometric marvel, lying beneath the ruins of ancient city of Taposiris Magna on Egyptian coastline. Situated approximately 13 meters below the surface, the tunnel was stumbled upon during the ongoing excavations and explorations of the temple by Kathleen Martinez from the University of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic and her colleagues. The revelation left Kathleen, her team, and archaeologists worldwide in a state of bewilderment. The purpose of the tunnel remains a mystery, as does the possibility of other concealed passageways similar to this one. Most notably, the burning question arises: could this tunnel be the long-awaited breakthrough, leading to the discovery of Cleopatra and Antony's lost tomb? Let's find out. Kathleen Martinez's fascination with Cleopatra has persisted throughout her life. While delving into the historical accounts of Cleopatra, she concluded that despite the biased Romans' propaganda and long-standing prejudices against women, the available texts describing Cleopatra depicted her as a remarkably progressive woman. Cleopatra was a visionary who pursued education at the university, endured Roman denigration, and possessed the strength to govern a kingdom. She possessed knowledge in fields such as medicine, law, philosophy, and poetry. As Martinez's research progressed, she discerned the distinction between Oriental texts and those authored by the Romans. She extensively studied canonical texts, particularly Plutarch's narrative of Mark Antony's association with Cleopatra. Additionally, she discovered that contemporary scholars may have overlooked critical hints regarding Cleopatra's burial place. This revelation motivated Martinez to embark on her quest to find Cleopatra's final resting place. Initially, Martinez hypothesized that since Cleopatra was considered a representation of the goddess Isis, she would have likely chosen a temple dedicated to Isis as her burial site. Drawing from her own knowledge and Strabo's description of ancient Egypt, Martinez formulated a map delineating potential burial sites, ultimately identifying 21 locations linked to the legend of Isis and Osiris. After eliminating several temples from consideration, Martinez pinpointed one on the outskirts of Alexandria that met all her criteria for potentially housing Cleopatra's tomb. The temple in question was the Temple of Taposiris Magna, also known as the Great House of Osiris. There was a contrasting hypothesis put forth by the French explorer Frank Guadiot and the European Institute of Underwater Archaeology. They believed that Cleopatra's tomb could be located in an underwater area of Alexandria that had been submerged by an earthquake. Excavations in this area had been initiated in 1992. In 2002, following the available clues, Kathleen Martinez embarked on her first trip to Egypt. During her visit, she managed to contact Zahi Hawass, an archaeologist and the director of the Supreme Council of Antiquities. She also visited various temples. However, it's upon her arrival at the Taposiris Magna temple that she realized it was the exact location she had been searching for. After this brief trip, she returned to her home country and made a life-changing decision. With the support of the Universidad Católica Santo Domingo, she prepared the project to commence excavation. This was a historic moment, as it marked the first time Egypt granted a license to excavate in a Latin American country. Kathleen Martinez personally financed the initial expedition and several others. As the work began in 2004, she decided to leave her law practice behind and relocate to Egypt, dedicating herself to archaeology. Around 2005, when Martinez returned to the Dominican Republic, she met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and was appointed as the first Minister of Culture to Egypt. Subsequently, she was issued a diplomatic passport. Soon after, excavations at Taposiris Magna commenced. Taposiris Magna, partially ruined temple stated at the outskirts of Lac Marietenborg. approximately 50 kilometers west of Alexandria, the second largest city in Egypt. This was not the first time Taposiris Magna had undergone excavation. It was initially destroyed by Napoleon around 1798. Due to the temple's deteriorated state, the Egyptian authorities rendered it as insignificant and unfinished structure. However, according to Martinis, the temple had been destroyed and forgotten beneath the sand. As the excavation progressed, archaeological evidence emerged, including the discovery of 2 subterranean chambers within the temple's walls. Martinis considered this finding to be significant and novel contribution to archaeology. Additionally, hieroglyphic and demotic inscriptions were found, indicating that the temple held sacred significance. In 2018, it was announced that over 800 artifacts had been unearthed, along with a vast cemetery containing 15 catacombs, 800 bodies, and 14 mummies, all regarding to the same period. Throughout more than a century of excavation, busts and coins featuring Cleopatra's likeness were also uncovered. These discoveries instilled hope among archaeologists that they may be heading in the right direction and drawing closer to unraveling the enigma of Cleopatra's lost tomb. Subsequently, a series of peculiar and chilling findings occurred within what is believed to be Cleopatra's tomb. On December 5, 2022, archaeologists unearthed 16 burial in rock-cut tombs, a burial style popular among the Greek and Roman eras. Inside the tomb, poorly preserved mummies were discovered, speculated to be over 2,000 years. However, what caught the archaeologists' attention were the peculiar findings of solid gold tongues in several mummies' mouths. Carbon dating indicated that preserved corpses dated back to 300 to 640 BCE. Dr. Mustafa Waziri, the Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Archaeology, addressed these unusual discoveries in press release. He suggested that during ancient times, the people may have replaced the original tongues of deceased with gold ones, believing that the dead would communicate with Osiris, the Egyptian lord of the dead. Further examinations revealed that some mummies in poor condition had gold traces beneath the linen wraps used in the mummification process. Gold chips were shaped into scarab beetles, lotus flowers, and other decorative elements. Earthenware glues, tar, and copper nails were also found, indicating the embalming and burial practices of the time. Each burial level within the ancient cemetery unearthed astonishing evidence of distinct burial rites and methods. Kathleen Martinez, the lead archaeologist from the University of Santo Domingo, noted that the cartonnage decoration surrounding a second mummy's head depicted a crown with horns and a cobra snake. Additionally, the chest decorations displayed a necklace from which the head of a falcon, symbolizing the god Horus, was hanging. The Antiquities Ministry had previously reported the discovering of coins featuring Queen Cleopatra's name and portrait within the temple, which suggested a promising lead. The remarkable findings continued to unfold. During the centenary celebrations of the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, archaeologists including Kathleen Martinez and her team unearthed a massive tunnel measuring over 4,200 feet long and 42 deep at Taposiris Magna. The excavation led to the discovery of a vast religious center, encompassing 3 sanctuaries and a sacred lake. More than 1,500 artifacts including busts, statues, gold coins, and significant collection of coins depicting Alexander the Great, Queen Cleopatra, and Ptolemies were also found. However, the most intriguing revelation was the complex network of tunnels that extended towards the Mediterranean Sea and submerged structures. Kathleen Martinez revealed on the CNN that multiple earthquakes in the region over the centuries may have caused parts of the tunnel to collapse. After nearly 2 decades of search, the archaeologists involved in the project believe they have finally discovered the long-awaited tomb of Cleopatra. Since the commencement of the excavations, numerous clues have surfaced, leading the teams to speculate that they may have unearthed the burial site of ancient Egypt's most renowned queen. It was believed that Cleopatra and her husband, Roman general Mark Antony, were considered the mortal embodiments of the deities Osiris and Isis. However, further excavations, particularly underwater, are necessary to definitively confirm whether this is indeed Cleopatra's tomb. If confirmed, it would be the most significant discovery of the century, as affirmed by the archaeologists involved. While the current findings are regarded as a monumental breakthrough, some individuals hold the belief that there may be no specific tomb of Cleopatra and Antony. Given the nature of their relationship with the Romans, it is highly improbable that they were buried ceremoniously without cremation or abandonment to decomposition. Considering the present circumstances and comprehensive analysis of historical aspects, it can be concluded that although the discovery of Cleopatra's tomb remains distant, we have taken a step closer towards unraveling this ancient mystery.